Hey y'all, tonight I'm making a stir fry that I've made several times and finally kind of got it down pat now the way I like it. So I wanted to show you this. It's very good and I think it's kind of on my diet plan. So hope so at least. So hopefully you'll enjoy it as well. But first I start with about a half a pound of ground beef. You could be ground sirloin, ground chuck, whatever you have on hand. The leaner the better actually. So I put that in the pan with a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. I'm also going to be browning, this is about a half of an onion and a half of a yellow bell pepper that I've chopped up. Just kind of a rough chop, not super tiny. So I'm just going to brown this up and then I'll get right back with you. Okay, I've got the meat and the onions and the peppers almost done. And by the way, if you don't have a yellow pepper, you can use green or red, whatever kind of bell pepper you have. And if you want it spicy, I guess you could use spicy pepper. I've also added in a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of ground ginger. If you had fresh of either of those, you could use those as well. I added in a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of regular black pepper. So now I'm going to start adding the vegetables in. And I have chopped up what was left of a head of cabbage. So it's probably about a third of a head of cabbage. It was a pretty good sized head of cabbage. So I've just kind of sliced it in thin strips. And I'm going to just put this in right on top of the meat. That will wilt down. And then I'm also going to add in about a half a bag of broccoli slaw. So it's made with, and I like this because it's got some carrots in there and some broccoli. This is basically broccoli stems that have been stripped, and looks like some red cabbage in there. So I'm just going to let that cook for a little bit. And then I'll get right back with you. Okay, so you can see I've really been stirring this the whole time, hence the name stir fry. And the cabbage is starting to get kind of crisp tender, which is good. So I'm going to let that just simmer for a little bit while I mix the sauce. Let me turn the fire down a minute. And so what I'm going to do is take some soy sauce. Probably going to use, since this is a lot, I'm probably going to use about 4 tablespoons of it here. Which will just about finish off my bottle. Yep, there we go. So 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm going to add a little sweetener here. You could use honey, but I'm just using Splenda because like I said, I'm trying to diet. So I've got 2 little packs of Splenda here. This will just add a little sweetness to it. And then I've got some rice vinegar. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of that, maybe 2. 2 tablespoons of that. And then I have some peanut sauce. I'd never bought this before. It's over in the International Foods, I think is where you can find it in your grocery store, but it's a little bit spicy. So if you don't like spice, don't add this, but, and I don't like a lot of spice, so I'm not gonna add too much, maybe just a couple of tablespoons here. Just adds a nice flavor as well as the spice. So I really like it. Another thing you can add is hoisin sauce. That's Hoisin, but it's got a lot more sugar in it, so I'm trying not to have that tonight. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this completely over all of the mixture here, but I'm also going to add in some riced cauliflower. So I'm probably going to put about half a bag of this in there because it cooks really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it in there. half a bag there. And then now I'll just add this sauce all in there. And then just continue to stir it so that it has a chance to steam. And it'll steam this cauliflower. And with all these juices and flavors. So let me get that finished up and I'll get right back. Okay, y'all, so the vegetables have put off a lot of juice now. So what I'm going to do is thicken it up. I took a little bit more soy sauce and some cornstarch, mixed it up, and now I'm just gonna pour this over, and that should thicken up any juice that's down in here and just make it perfect for serving. And the way we're gonna serve it is it'll either go in a lettuce leaf, and then I'm going to top it with some crunched up peanuts, or we'll just put it on a plate with some crunched up peanuts. I like mine in a lettuce leaf, and Bob usually likes his just plain. So you can see that stuff's thickening up already. So it is ready. And I'm going to take a quick little taste and make sure it's sweet enough, because you know I like it sweet. Get some out so I don't burn my tongue too bad. Turn it up here. Oh, it's steaming. Gotta wait just a second. I'm sure it's gonna be great though. Let me just try this one. Perfect. It's got that ginger in there, the soy, the salty taste from that, and the sweetness, and it's pretty much dietetic, except, unless you're trying to avoid the salt. A lot of people can't have soy sauce because of that, but anyhow, it's yummy. Y'all give it a try. It's a quick, easy dinner, and helps use up some leftover cabbage and things you might have in your refrigerator. Only thing that's unusual, like I said, is the peanut sauce. I think you can find that in most any grocery store over in the International Foods. So y'all give it a try, and y'all have a blessed evening. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it, and I'll see you later.